Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another construction update for Wrath of Rakshasa at Six Flags Great America, just outside of Chicago in Gurnee, Illinois. If you have not hit that like and subscribe button, I implore you to do so. Help me fight that YouTube algorithm. Tap that like, hit the subscribe, turn on those notifications to make sure you get all of my video uploads as soon as they are posted. Today is Thursday, October 24th, 2024. The park was open today. I got there at about 4 o'clock. The park did not open until 6. I wanted to get some video footage for you while they were still working on the site. It is also getting dark a lot earlier now, so to get good quality photos and pictures, videos, I'm going to need to start getting there a little earlier, which is not a problem. As you can see from the site, there is a lot of work going on, lots of activity. There are lots of caissons on site. The movement of rebar is all over the place. There's lots of drilling going on. Utilities have been moved for the most part, I believe. There might still be some leftover stuff that needs to be taken care of over by Totally Kickin' Chicken and the old ropes course plot, but I think for the most part everything behind Demon Snacks and everything in the Buccaneer Battle former plot, utility-wise, I think everything has been taken care of. Sewers have been installed, new utilities for Demon Snacks have been installed. They've rerouted the piping for the pond that was next to Demon Snacks. I took some pictures of that, so once we get into the video, you'll see that a little later. So lots of progress happening here. And as you can see, there were cement trucks on site pouring concrete. They worked up until about 5:30ish. The park opened at about 5:30, so they kind of wrapped things up and were heading out by then. As you can see, like I said, lots of work going on. They have lots of caissons spread throughout the site. There's several still sitting on the Buccaneer Battle plot itself. You can see all those big caissons that are in front of a Demon. There's now watertight cylinders and caissons over by the basically right up to the fence that is blocking the bridge that would lead into the county fair area. So lots and lots of work going on. I can't tell if the ground has been dug up because it is so dirty, but I still think that the midway is intact there, that's in front of Demon and Totally Kickin' Chicken, and then leads into Hometown Square on that bridge area. I think it's still intact. It's just very dirty from all of the activity that's been going on, which is totally expected. I was kind of shocked to see that when I was up, being how close it was to park opening, I figured maintenance would be testing rides and checking stuff, but I didn't see any of that going on. The park did open, I think, a little later than normal. I think normally the gates open a half an hour before the park actually opens. They were a little delayed today, and I'm thinking it was because of the construction that was going on. They wanted to make sure everything was wrapped up and the midways were clear before they let people into the park. And there you can see that stripe of land where the Immelman is going to go. Still no digging has gone on there. If you've been on the train or if you've walked through on your way over to Southwest Territory through Hometown Square, you'll notice the flags that are marked where footers will be going. So most of the work right now seems to be confined to the Buccaneer battle plot, which makes sense because they want to get that station plots for the footers, and then the turnaround up into the lift hill completed as soon as possible so they can start assembling the coaster. But as you can see, lots of progress, which is very good. I feel like they are moving pretty quickly here, and for the park still being open and them having constraints on what they can do with the park being open, it seems like they are still moving rather quickly. So the park is open for one more weekend, this coming weekend, Halloween through November 3rd. And then the park is done for operation for the 2024 season. So my guess is once that happens, that fence that has been blocking the area, everything is going to come down. They're going to be able to go full force with construction. And if you think things are going quick now, I'm pretty sure things are going to really ramp up after this coming Sunday. Well, not this coming Sunday, I'm sorry, the next Sunday. That's actually next weekend. I'm getting ahead of myself here. This weekend is the weekend before Halloween, so I'm speaking of actual Halloween through November 3rd, which is not this weekend, but the following weekend. So we have 2 weekends left of operation. Pardon me, I'm getting ahead of myself. Work has been crazy with preps for Halloween, so it's crazy to me that it's even Halloween now. But as you can see from the video too, with the sun being so much lower, and this was, like I said, 4 o'clock, that it's only gonna get darker earlier, as you know. So I will most likely change my trips that I'm doing to the park and try to come out in the mornings just to make sure I'm getting good lighting and stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't even think about this, but I did have a filter on the camera lens. I had an ND filter, which actually makes the picture a little darker, so I forgot to take that off and didn't realize it until I landed the drone. But I did adjust the exposure in the video here too a little. It was a lot darker, so just to give you an idea. So as you can see, the area next to Demon Snacks, I don't know if you can tell from this, but it's been completely covered in. So that big pond, I was speculating that it was temporary, that they filled it in so they would be able to get excavators and stuff in there more easily. However, I think this is permanent, and when I get to my pictures, you're going to understand why I think that's permanent. They've moved the outflow pipe where the water is going to come into that further into it from what it used to be. So you'll see once we get to the pictures, and actually down there I can see a Ricochet was testing. So maybe they were doing all the smaller rides first. And here is something that I was able to get my hands on. These are the actual plans for the foundations for the coaster. Feel free to pause this and look at it how you want. I took some pictures of the zoomed in. There you can see where the station is. You can see where the transfer track will be. And then obviously those other 2 buildings are for storage and maintenance, which is very cool. Looks like they have 3 trains, and there's going to be 3 separate little buildings where the trains will go into. What I found really interesting is the plot where the lobster is on is still labeled for the orbit, which is funny to me. As you can see from right here, that circle off to the left still says orbit. So this is the dive into the Immelman. You can see the train tracks. That dark track that you're looking at, that is actually the Demon. That's the track for the Demon, and you can see that loop that comes back around. I'm not sure why they made that one darker compared to like X-Flight. And here is some video that I took when I was down on the ground of the area. You can see lots and lots of work, and there is that new pipe that was installed for the water to come out for the pond. So all of that area where that's on top of that is all new, because this was all open for the pond itself. So my guess is that they are making that area back closer to behind Demon. Snacks is going to be much smaller than it was before. This may just be temporary, just to get in there, because there are footers going over here. And if you paused and looked at the blueprints that I had there, that it does appear that there are going to be some footers that go in Hometown Park, and there's a marker here on the fence of one of the kiddie rides that's over there. So I'm guessing there's going to be some adjustment of that area's midway as well. This is looking behind Demon Snacks. You can see the new sewer that's been installed there. You can see where the holes have been dug. All the holes that have been dug are surrounded by these red netted fences, so make sure that people don't fall in. There is still markers over here where the bank of the pond was, where footers are going to go. So lots and lots of work being done. And this is looking over the fence and the bridge where you would be walking into County Fair. And I'm actually kind of shocked that they kept the Coke machines there. I thought they would have moved them to make sure they didn't get damaged, but they're still sitting on that bridge, which is kind of shocking. And now we're jumping to the other side, over by when you walk around by X-Flight, looking towards this is up by Demon. You see all those caissons that are up there. That big open plot right there in the front is where the games building used to be. They had a rebar tube in there last week. It has been moved out. I'm not sure why. If it's one of the ones that they've used in the ground. You'll see some video and pictures that I took where you can see rebar in the ground already, which is very cool to see all this going on. Lots and lots of rebar there on site. This is over by the bar that's in the food court. I zoomed in. I'm just taking some snaps. You're looking back towards the service road there. As you can see, there's Demon Snacks. Actually, no, I take this. This is still over off of the Midway. This is now over by the bar area. So you can see the caisson in the ground there with the net surrounding it. So that's ready. There's two more with rebar in it. And you can see the one even has the bolts that are attached, right, waiting for concrete, where the actual footer will, or support will attach to that footer rather. And you can see there's a better picture of that there. So those are the 6 bolts that will hold the footer, the support in place on the footer once the concrete is all poured in. So, and you can see lots of caissons in the ground here. Lots of red netting, so you know that there's lots of holes that have been dug, and caissons in the ground. You can clearly see them on some, others it's kind of hard to make out. Very, very, very cool, very exciting stuff. I don't think I've ever been more excited for a construction project. And now we are going to jump to the back, and you will see, as you can see right there, tons of new supports and track have been delivered. No new caissons, it appears, so I believe we have everything we need for that. The small ones, the bigger ones, and all the rebar is probably all on site as well. The main focus for delivery now seems to be track and supports. There's a quick look at a zoom in for the caissons and rebar. As you can see, a lot of it is disappearing because they are moving it on site and getting it into the ground. And they have some more watertight cylinders there. And those are the smaller ones that will most likely be for smaller supports, obviously. And there's the track, and you know where we had our stuff last week, and all that stuff on the top, all the gold supports. There's one off to the left by itself, I'm not sure why. And some new track pieces have been delivered. So it's clear now the order that they're going to build this coaster, which is the general way they build all B&M coasters, which is starting with the station, going into the lift hill, and following the course as the coaster goes. Now, once it gets into that area where it kind of intertwines with itself, I'm not sure if they will put pieces up as needed to make sure that there are not any obstacles, because it's going to twist and turn on each other so much, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. I was hoping the park would put up a webcam, and maybe they still will once the actual construction and vertical construction starts. We'll have to wait and see. The park has only posted that one update from when the caissons arrived, and then the other update on when the first track pieces, which were the lift hill, arrived. So they haven't really been putting a lot out there. Hopefully that changes once the off season happens, to keep the public like us aware of the progress that's going on. And maybe they'll do some video vlogs that they've done in the past. They did it for Goliath. I think they did it for Max Force. I cannot remember though. And just some quick pictures of the area. And you can see all the tire marks from all of the movement that's been going on back there. And all that new stuff. And again, I just wanted to thank you for all of your support. I hit 700 subscribers yesterday. In 2 months, it's pretty amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, really do appreciate it. But that is going to do it for now. Please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on those notifications, and I will see you again next week. Thanks. Bye.